fact that I'm talking about my favorite books of last year in February. Look, I know everyone did this video already, but I'm old and tired and I fall behind. Those are excuses. I'm lazy. Hi BookTube, I am Rebecca and today I'm talking about some of my favorite books in 2019. I only picked 7 books, I think? 8. I picked 8. I added one at the last minute because I didn't think it was going to be on the list, and then I was staring at it and I just really loved it and I wanted to add it to my favorites. Partially because it's not really being talked about very much. I mean, it's not a new book anymore, but also when it was newer, I don't feel like it was being talked about that much. I had a lot of 5-star reads in 2019, which you would know if I posted my stats video, which I collected all the information for and then never filmed. I'm just not that picky, love getting out 5 stars, but there is a difference between a 5-star read and a favorite for the year, so I was actually having a little bit of trouble pulling out which ones were my favorites. The first few I'm going to tell you about, I'm not going to talk about all that much because they were on everybody's favorites for the year, the last few years or so. And the first one I want to talk about is Sadie by Courtney Summers. I was told to listen to the audiobook for this, and you were all right. Thank you. The audiobook was phenomenal. I think you all know what Sadie was about. It is about a young woman looking to get revenge for her sister's killer. And it was so good, and it handled the revenge plot really well for me. I just enjoyed everything about this, the way it was done. I debate reading it sometimes. I feel like if I ever reread it, I would just want the audiobook again. It was so good. Next, I want to briefly talk about the 5th season by N.K. Jemisin. Again, this was on everyone's favorites a million years ago. This was exquisite. I really love N.K. Jemisin now. This was my second N.K. Jemisin novel. It was so good. I wish I had more intelligent words for it. This follows 3 storylines. One of the main ones being about a woman whose husband killed their son and took their daughter, and now she's hunting him down. She's a magic user, which is forbidden, and her husband found out, and it's just a big old mess. And then you're following a couple of other people and seeing how it's all linked. And it's so intricate, and despite it being bulky adult fantasy, that was... It was very heavy and very otherworldly. I still got through it so fast. I love N.K. Jemisin's writing. I love how blunt her writing is. I love how not flowery her writing is. It's just not my thing, flowery writing. If you know of any other authors who don't write flowery, by the way, and who aren't men, please let me know. Just realizing this one's also about revenge. Maybe I have a thing. I think multiple, several more books coming up also about revenge. I wouldn't even have thought that that was a plot line that I'm really in love with, but you know, makes sense, I guess. Next, I want to talk about a book that you should have already read because of Jocelyn, and it's Empire Sand by Tasha Suri. Please read this book. I need to reread this, honestly, because I devoured it so fast that while I'm standing here trying to think of a way to describe this book to you, I literally cannot do it. I will say the enemy is so good, so well done. You hate him so much, and the protagonist, so great to root for, and the love interest, the romance makes me so happy. Please read it. This is not a hate to love, but a distrust kind of hate to love, done really well in a way that I very much enjoy. And it was so good. And I want to read the sequel soon, but I'm feeling like maybe I'll reread this. It is very long. Next I want to talk about In Other Lands by Rees Brennan. This is another one I read because of a friend, Kathy. Thank you, Kathy. This one also has a hate to love, done less in the way that I like, but it didn't matter because the characters, I just loved them so much. This is about a boy named Elliot who is 13, and he's out on a class trip and sees this wall, and they're like, oh, you're special, do you want to come live over here? And he's like, alright. So he goes, and it's this whole other magical world, and he's going to school. He's basically a bard / politician, and it's great. You're following Elliot through several years, learning about the world and what home means, and violence, and how it's sometimes necessary, but is it? And Elliot's just not really what you'd expect. You really hate him at first. I'm sorry. You're gonna hate Elliot at first. It's inevitable. I've made a couple people read this now, and they were both like, does Elliot get better? And I was like, yes, you will eventually want to die for him, but at first, you're just gonna want to die. I really loved this book because of the three main characters, Elliot and the two friends he makes. Elliot is also on page openly bisexual and has multiple love interests throughout the book, so keep that in mind when you go into it, when he meets someone and a romance starts. I do love how Elliot can just kind of openly explore his sexuality like that, and like, I don't know, it's not painted as in he's being in the wrong here, but he does fuck up, and he must be held accountable for his fuck ups, and people who care about each other hurt each other in really horrible ways, and it's very real, and at the same time they have to make amends for it, but we do hurt the people we love sometimes, like, terribly. So I just love how all that was done, and thank you, Kathy, for making me read it in other lands. I would say it's perhaps my favorite of the year, meaning I should have left it to the end, but I'm not like 100% sure. I can't like commit to that to be like, this is my favorite of the year. I'm not physically capable. Next up, I want to talk about The Marrow Thieves by Cherie Dimaline. This book takes place in like a kind of post-apocalypse, post-global warming world. People in North America have lost the ability to dream, and they have found that the cure for this is to extract bone marrow from the indigenous people of the land, and damn. This follows an amazing found family and a young boy named Frenchie who has lost his family and found a new one, and just their experiences living in this world and finding out a lot of secrets and horrible things and wonderful things, and it's a lot. Really, really loved it. I really loved the characters a lot. There are some moments where Frenchie's a little hard to deal with because he's a 15-year-old, but I will say, if you're coming on a moment where you're like, oh, this kid's being kind of obnoxious, take a breath. He's a teenager, he's living in a very difficult time, and he's allowed to be a little obnoxious. And then he does get, you know, those moments pass, is all I will say. I, after reading this, didn't think it was going to be a favorite of the year, but when I was looking at my shelves, it definitely was. It stuck with me so much. And no spoilers, but the end, thank you. Just thank you. Next up, I want to talk about The Reader by Traci Chee. This was the one that I put on kind of at the last minute, because again, didn't think it was going to be a favorite for the year, and then it was just staring at me. In this world, books don't really exist, and the protagonist has one and is protecting it. I'm trying to like figure out how to best describe this. This is also a tale about revenge, and it also has a romance that I just loved. There's pirates and like ships, and okay, so every so often the bottom page will have like a word on it. This one says world, and my dumbass was sitting there. I mean, it makes a sentence, a couple of sentences, but I'm reading this book, and every time I saw a word, I had like a notepad like open on my phone, and I was like writing every word so I didn't forget them, so I could like see what the book was trying to tell me at the end. But I thought that was really cool. I was a little unsure about, because there's like a story within a story about like a pirate and some shit that's going down with him. And at first I was a little unsure of that, and then seeing how it tied into like the bigger picture was just great. I really, really enjoyed this one. If you're looking for a fantasy novel, please go for it. I don't know what the rest of the series is like, so I can't tell you how that is, but I did really like this one. The next book I want to talk about is The Good House by Tananarive. I am so glad I finally read this, and it was instantly like, yeah, this is one of my favorites for the year. This is a very, very dark, heavy horror novel about a woman who has this house that she inherited from her grandmother, and a little while back something horrible happened there to her son, and it's about her returning and things that are going on in this town because of this house and the way it's affecting people, and it's just so great. It's a very, very slow, creepy book. It kind of reminded me a little bit of Poltergeist, where, not plot-wise, but in Poltergeist, like, the build-up to the house being, like, possessed starts so slowly, and then it's a very quick snowball, and it kind of felt like, this book felt like that to me in that way. The characters are very morally gray, and you'll feel a lot of feelings about a lot of things, and it's a lot. So if you're looking for like very heavy horror, if you're looking for something Stephen King-esque, but you don't want to read Stephen King, then I highly recommend The Good House. And if anyone has horror books that are similar to this one, please let me know. Or if you've read any other Tananarive works, I definitely want to pick up more. Not positive where to start. So, the last book I want to talk about also might be my favorite for the year, which was a huge surprise to me. It was definitely the most surprising book. I went on Twitter a little while back and was asking for audiobook recs, and I have no idea who told me to listen to this book, by the way. Absolutely no clue. I'm so sorry. It was not my own thread. It was like on someone else's thread. It was months and months ago. If you happen to be that person and you see this, thank you so much, because this was one of my favorites, if not maybe my favorite for the year. The book I'm talking about is Convenience Store Woman by Sayaka Murata, which was translated by Jeannie Tapley Takamori. A huge reason I think I loved this book was the audiobook, which was narrated by Nancy Wu. I so highly recommend the audiobook. If after I'm done talking about this, it sounds like something you're interested in. It's like 3 hours long. It's hysterical. Nancy Wu does like this amazing voice for like all the characters, but in one particular character, I died. It was so good. I don't remember any character names, so please excuse me, because I did not do research or plan out this video, because I never do, because I'm crap. This is about a woman who has been working at a convenience store since it opened up. It's been like 12 years. At first, she really loved the job because she doesn't really know how to be a person, I guess is the best way to describe it. She kind of is just like imitating the people around her, so they're happy. She doesn't want to like stand out or be weird or make people uncomfortable, so she kind of tends to like absorb bits of other people and then reflect it back at them. She really didn't know what to do with her life, but the routine of a convenience store was very easy for her. She can very quickly do like the persona of like, hello, how are you, you know? However, now that she's getting a bit older and she's unmarried, people are starting to worry about her again and like, why are you still at this convenience store job? And she doesn't understand what the problem is. Ultimately, what starts to happen is that they hire like this guy who we've all met this guy, but he's like, I can't do it. The voice Nancy Wu gives this guy destroyed me. I was just done. So good. But she was like, yeah, man, I don't know, like philosophy, like, ugh. So the protagonist is like, the plot sounds so much like a cute rom-com, and it's not. Like, just know that going in. They, like, decide to fake engage, I guess, to get people off their backs because they're both really weird. And, like, they don't fall in love. Like, just know that going in. This is not some cute rom-com. I finished this audiobook, loved it, and I was feeling like it felt to me like an indie movie, and I went on Goodreads and saw that Jocelyn had read it and said it felt like an indie movie, and I was like, thank you. Yes. That's exactly what it feels like. Some kind of weird, very quirky indie movie. I absolutely want to read this book again. I absolutely want to listen to the audiobook again. And now that I'm talking about it, I want it more. And I think I'm going to do it soon. Because it was so everything that I look for in like some weird ass comedy. Like, it was so dark and just twisted, but in a way that was lightened up by these funny moments, and I just really liked it. If you're ever looking for a quick audiobook, this is a great one, but just know it's weird. Like, it's kind of weird and kind of dark, and I loved it. So thank you, Rando on Twitter, for recommending this audiobook to me. You were so fucking right. It was great. So those are some of my favorite books in 2019. Let me know if you read any of these. I would tell you to let me know what your favorites were, but chances are you already posted your own fucking video, and I can just look at that. Join me next time when I don't know, when am I going to do my stats video? That's a good question.